See, the reality is that there's a market price for a lot of things, but the market price is not this thing that like everybody talks about market price for jobs. In most situations, it's irrelevant. Because the thing is, the market price, all it is, it's the average of what people in that position are being paid in your location. That's all it is. Now, some companies, they pay the market price for whatever job. They have an HR policy of doing this, right? Other companies, they intentionally pay below the market price. That's called being below market, where they accept that they're not going to end up with the best employees, but the cost savings on their labor cost justify it. So they're okay with higher turnover, and they're okay with not having geniuses that end up staying working for them, but they don't care because they're saving a lot of money. Other companies do the opposite. They pay above market. So the market price might be, I don't know, if you're working for a wage, it could be $25 an hour. They pay $35 an hour, right? Now, one reason they do that could be because they want the best of the best, right? And that's their competitive advantage. Another reason could be is because they treat their employees like crap. And you have to be paid a premium for you to even stay there. You know, a lot of employees conclude after 6 months, hey, I'm about to go jump off a bridge. This is not worth it. I'm going to quit and I'm going to go. I'd be happier working for lower money if you just treat me like a human being. My mental health is shot. So there's all kinds of things going on. There's all kinds of situations. So you would need to know what situation it is to answer these questions. Does that make sense? Guido says, no, it actually came from my boss, which is rather uncommon, I guess. I'm in the IT sector in pharmaceutical. I never had an employer be the one to start this conversation. We have a good relationship. Okay, well, Guido, if that came from your employer, the obvious knee-jerk first thing to do is to go online and go to websites that sort of supposedly give salary ranges for different positions in different locations, like payscale.com. You know, there's a whole bunch of them. Salary.com. Sometimes they make you pay for this, but it's stupid. I'm curious to see if ChatGPT could give you something here. Okay, so what is the average salary for a person who works in IT? Let's say they're a project manager. They're working in IT in the pharmaceutical industry, and they're located in, I don't know, Billings, Montana. Can you tell me that? That might be a pretty tall order to get an answer on, but we'll see what this thing comes back with. We're one of these polls that everybody loves doing. So it gives you two possible responses and asks you which one you like the best. Is there any way to skip this? Probably not. No. Okay, whatever. I prefer this response. So what does it say? Okay, so IT project manager in the pharmaceutical industry in Billings, Montana. Here's your average range. That's US dollars, I'm imagining. And it gives you a whole bunch of crap how it came to that reasoning. So, I mean, that's like the starting point is what I'm saying. Like if you don't know what to ask for, get a basic general idea of what the salary, get a crude grasp of the general idea when it comes to like what people pay in that industry, right? And then, you know, you can sort of, if you find that it's way out of whack with what you're being paid, you know, like this is not a failing of yours. This is a failing of theirs. What they should have been doing was they should have been giving you annual cost of living increases that gradually bring you up to where you should be. That's how they do these things, right? So that everyone is assessed and everyone is right where they're supposed to be, right? Based on their performance and based on what their job is and their responsibilities. This is what people do in the HR department. This is like another major area of the HR department. They look at things like succession planning and failover, and then they look at, you know, compensation, right? So it's kind of weird that your boss would bring this up to you like it's your problem or your deficiency somehow.